My name is Anna Marie de Jong, and I work at the Brain Injury Society in Penticton. We are a non-profit community agency, and we provide non-medical community support services to people with brain injuries and their caregivers. So we don't only provide brain injury supports, but we also work with people that experience homelessness and assist them in finding housing and maintaining housing. And we property manage a few buildings here in town for specific populations. So for example, for seniors, for low-income families, and for people experiencing disabilities. So in my role as a brain injury team leader for the brain injury department and stroke navigator, I work with a wonderful team of health professionals and volunteers who are all dedicated to provide the best services to our clients. As you can see, a brain injury can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. So people can sustain a brain injury as a result of a motor vehicle accident, a blow to the head, a fall, but another major type of brain injuries are strokes. So a stroke can happen when the blood flow to the brain is interrupted, for example, due to a blood clot or due to a brain bleed. So the Canadian population is aging, and age is definitely one of the highest risk factors of stroke. And we have better awareness of stroke, and there is improvement in stroke management. So what we now see is that almost 80% of stroke people that experience a stroke survive, but that results in a lot of people living with the effects of stroke. So after hospital discharge, a lot of those people that return back home or to the community need some kind of support or care. So a brain injury can cause all kinds of changes. So for example, physical changes, but we also see changes in thinking. Memory is a big one. People can have difficulty with decision making, understanding information, processing information can be really reduced. Another result that we see is that people can have difficulty with speech. They can no longer express themselves through language or have difficulty with reading or comprehending information. So after stroke or a brain injury, what we all often see is that people experience difficulties with mood or mood changes, such as anxiety, depression, the loss of identity. They lose relationships, they sometimes lose employment, and there's a lot of loss. So feelings of depression are definitely not uncommon. So our team is here to help brain injuries and stroke survivors and their caregivers with the adjustment to life, adjusting with all those changes that they're experiencing, and with reintegrating back into the community. So we provide education about stroke and about brain injury, and we discuss healthy lifestyles and how another stroke can be prevented. We also provide educational, social, and life skill-based programs that help people with their recovery. Will I be better, or will I be the same again? And that's a question that is really hard to answer because no brain injury is the same. Everything happens in our brain, right? From speaking to thinking to moving. So every brain injury is different, and the recovery that people are able to make will be different for everybody. So we know this gets maybe a little bit complex, but the brain is able to make changes, and we always encourage people to continue recovery by engaging in programs, by doing activities that they enjoy doing, social activities, hobbies. That is really important to keep the brain busy, but also find that balance in not overdoing things. Also to give your brain some rest. Some people, shortly after a brain injury or stroke, have no ability to speech, and then 3 months later, they're able to express themselves anymore. And some people, maybe a year after, you won't even know, while other people will have difficulties with speech. But definitely there is recovery possible. I've been with the Brain Injury Society for 6 years now, and I've definitely seen huge progress with people. I think one of the difficulties for people too is sometimes the expectations, and changes are gradual, and we see that people oftentimes make huge improvements, and that the longer after the stroke or the brain injury, that becomes more gradual, and then it's really hard to see that improvement. For us as bystanders or people who don't see them every day or maybe every week, it's easier to see the progress that people make. And I think it's really important that we keep telling them, like, hey, look back 3 months ago or maybe 6 months ago and see where you've come from and see how well you're doing in those areas. So at the Brain Injury Society, we provide a lot of programs that are specifically tailored to brain injuries and helping people with life skills, helping people to cope or to better understand the changes that they're going through. But we don't do everything ourselves. And we have a wonderful community with great programs and great agencies. So we work well with the hospital, who oftentimes refers people to us. And then we help people by informing them about other programs that are available. We can assist them and go and explore some other programs, such as the community center or the senior center, until people have gained that confidence and can move on with that process of recovery independently. There are a lot of agencies and programs in town, and we help people explore what fits best their unique goals and individual goals and help getting them connected. Because it's really hard sometimes navigating all the programs that are out there, finding the right people to connect with. So we do that advocacy and that active connecting so people can access other resources as well. Our group programs are a great opportunity for people to meet with other people that have gone through the same process and to feel that sense of belonging that sometimes is missing. Good to know is that all our programs are free of charge, and a referral can be made by a health professional, a community agency, but people can also self-refer.